Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got something really fun to share with you guys. So, what's in this package? This surprised me. I got a lot of surprises. I guess I just didn't read the email when Original Goat sent me this package a while back. There's been a bunch of stuff in there, and you probably have seen multiple uploads since then. You'll probably see more because of how much stuff was in there. But this one thing surprised me, and I really want to share it with you guys. And I also want to talk about it a little bit because I think it's really cool. Definitely check out Original Goat for their custom scales because holy moly, they've got some awesome stuff. Aluminum, titanium, a number of other things, anodizing options, texture patterns. You'll be blown away by the number of options that you have there. And it's also made in the USA, which is really cool. This is a little bit different, but it made me excited for a couple of reasons. I'll share it with you here in a sec. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I think there are actually scannables on this side. So if you want to pause and go to Facebook, or you want to pause and go to their Instagram, then there you go. And then the actual websites, if you don't want to go down in the description, just click on it. You want to manually type it into your browser. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. So what we have in here is a pouch that says Hogue on it. What could be inside? So we actually, I don't own this knife yet, so this worked out. This is a Hogue Deka, a brand new Hogue Deka in MagnaCut, but it's got these really cool transparent scales. What are these made of? Initially, I thought, okay, it's just plastic, but very cool, right? The machining on it is very, very nice. It's nice and lightweight. Really cool to be able to see the insides of it. Come to find out, I think it just needs to break in a bit, but it actually, sorry, let me give you a good example of this. It actually, I had this perfect right before, because I practiced with it right before I opened it up. I've already been into this package, right? But it does work really well, and the scales work perfectly, just like they have with everything else. I would imagine they pre-installed these. Everything else that I've installed these scales on. Now, what is this? It's not a new material, apparently. It's just, it's called Lexan, Lexan, which I did a little bit of research on and found out it's like a polycarbonate. I don't know if it's like a brand name of polycarbonate, but I've always known polycarbonate is really strong stuff, right? And it's transparent. What's also risen in popularity on, knives here is Ultim, which I also kind of like. Initially, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I also kind of like. Now, as far as I understand, the only issue with Ultim is, unless I'm wrong, unless this is just the color that the entire industry chooses intentionally, right now, the only color you can get Ultim in is yellow. There must be something special about Ultim. I tried to look up and compare the difference between Ultim and polycarbonate and which is stronger. If I had to guess, I think Ultim might be a little stronger, but polycarbonate is so unbelievably strong that I don't know that there are natural circumstances that would result in one of them breaking when it comes to using your folding knives. I think polycarbonate is going to be plenty suitable, right? Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because polycarbonate, as you might have guessed, can come in multiple colors. Now, I am certain there is no way that the knife industry has not explored the route of using multicolored polycarbonate for scales on their knives. There is no way that that has never happened. I'm sure that it has. The problem is that we don't see it very often. For some reason, here's the thing. The FRN, the injection mold plastic, it's got to be around the same, right? It's got to be around the same strength, somewhere around there, right? Even the hollowed out stuff. I mean, some of that stuff I can break with my bare hands, and I'm sure that maybe, I don't know, I haven't actually taken an Ultim scale off, or this polycarbonate scale off, right? But that's not, you're not going to apply that kind of force to your knife, right? I mean, even taking this thing and throwing it at concrete, straight down at concrete as hard as you possibly can, I really doubt would result in a fracture, right? And that's an intentional attempt at breaking it. Natural, things would be like you set it on your ladder, right? Don't do that. Don't climb up on a ladder and set things on the top platform. Don't do that. We've all learned the hard way, right? A lot of times that's why ladders have slots in them. I'm telling you guys. But it's because it took me until my 20s of my dad being like, don't set stuff on top of the ladder. Don't set stuff on top of the ladder. I can't tell you how many times we lost really important things because I just would set things on top of the ladder, right? Keep it on your tool belt, keep it in your hammer loop, or set it in the slots, right? Don't lay your thing of screws right on top of the ladder or the can of paint. Don't do that. I've done it all. I've dropped it all, right? But anyways, dropping something, if you set it on top of the ladder, it drops and it hits the concrete, right? I'm pretty sure either of these knives will survive. And that's probably the worst of it. It's probably the worst of it, Maybe you drop it into a machine, right? You work around a bunch of heavy-duty machinery. Maybe you drop it into a machine. I doubt much would survive that, right? I doubt that there's much, but that's a worst-case normal scenario outside of intentionally trying to break it. This is really cool that it's clear. It's almost like an icy blue. This is probably a natural polycarbonate. First of all, I think this is cool. I like these transparent ultra plastics, right? I don't know if we classify polycarbonate as a plastic. I have no idea, right? I didn't go to school for this. Shut up. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. It's fine. But my point is that Original Goat should get on this. This is really cool. I would love to see emerald green, ruby red, sapphire blue, right? The primary colors, purple, blah, blah, blah. That's really cool. And it would be a great option for a ton of different knives. Imagine, right? I mean, I've got my Ritter Hogue here in this beautiful anode titanium. But imagine you can get this rich color, but in like the clear scales. Not everybody's going to like that, but a lot of people will. I kind of think it's cool to see the internals of your knife, and clearly they do too. There's nothing wrong with Ultem. I think Ultem's fine, but if it is truly limited to just yellow, it is bizarre to me that the entire knife industry is going through this fad right now where we're all like, Ultem, yes, yellow, everything. What are other colors? Just yellow, of course. Well, if we can use polycarbonate and it can be different colors, this seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm sure that somebody is going to put together some big scientific presentation in the form of a long paragraph down in the comment section and explains why one is marginally stronger than the other, or maybe substantially stronger than the other. But again, let's reduce this to the reality of carrying and using a knife. How likely are you to deliver the type of impact that would be required to break the scales? If things like G10 micarta and fiberglass reinforced nylon or whatever injection mold plastic, right, whatever flavor you want to put on there, that stuff has all been surviving just fine for decades, right? So polycarbonate, this is neat. The Lexan stuff. I don't know if that's a special version. I don't know if it's a brand name. I have no idea. But this is cool. I like it. And it feels really strong. In fact, it doesn't flex. That's part of why I imagine it's the thickness of it, but wow, it really feels good. And it looks cool. And they can obviously machine it in really cool ways. Again, not everybody's going to think this is neat, but I want to carry this. First of all, I'm going to keep this. I could give it away, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it. Number one, I don't own a Deka. Number two, it's transparent. This is really, really cool. I've always wanted a reason. This just looks like a cool knife, and their scales are super high quality, right? You'll probably see this periodically as a size comparison knife. The Hogue Deka is definitely one of the most underrated knives of all time, even as popular as it is. So getting something like this is really neat. I hope that my hope is that Original Goat is way ahead of me. And they're like, bro, pump the brakes, right? And then it pans out and it shows that they've got like stacks and stacks of multicolored polycarbonate scales for different knives. And I also might be making a request on the flip side of that coin. I might be making a request that's a little bit heavy, right? Maybe they've considered and there's a reason they don't do it. Maybe there's a reason that lots of knife companies don't do it. But if there is not a reason, this is a good idea. This is a neat, I like this idea. I think this would be really cool and a lot of people would like it. So I wanted to share not only this knife with you, because these do exist on the website. You can at least go get these, right? But to expand on that, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, right? If you're into it, if you're not. More importantly, if you are into it. I mean, no matter what the thing is, the vast majority of the knife, if you consider just the basic math of introducing something new, the vast majority of the community will not be on board for whatever the thing is. Anything in any niche community, right, if we come down to like a subcategory of things, it's only for a certain population of people. So with that in mind, if you hate it, fine. But I'd really like to hear who thinks it's a good idea, right? That's really the tally that I'm looking for, is to see if I'm correct in assuming that there would be plenty of other people who would like this, right? I'm already aware that the vast majority won't. That's just math. But I suppose, give me your response either way. That's fine. That's going to be it today, guys. I wanted to talk about these because I thought, listen, I don't actually mind the yellow color of Ultim. I don't mind it. I just would like to see it in other colors. My only issue with Ultim is why no other color? Like why no red? Why no blue? That's what I want, right? So I sound like a needy baby. Please, first of all, check out the links in the description for Original Goat. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.